Hey guys, we are live. So happy Monday here from New Zealand. If you are new to my page, my name is Elaine Claire. I'm 23. I'm the owner of this online digital business page. And today I have episode 4 of Purpose Unplugged, where I actually connect with my business partners, not just from New Zealand, but from all over the world. And I interview them and I ask them about their, life story, how they started their own online business and how their success is going here in the online space. And like I said, today is episode 4. I have yet another full-time worker here with us, full-time wife, full-time mother and grandmother. So I'm going to quickly add her to the stage. Won't say too much more, and she'll be able to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her story. Hi sis, how are you? Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, sis. Hi, everyone. Bula and warm Pacific greetings, everyone. My name is Alesi. I am originally from Fiji, and I migrated to New Zealand with my husband 10 years ago, and we have since then lived in Oamaru. And we're currently here, and we're thankful that our daughter and our grandchildren have joined us as well 3 years ago. Um, First, I want to thank Elian for inviting me today, giving me the opportunity to share a little bit of my journey with you all tonight. Thank you.
Yes, sis. Thank you so much for saying yes. I think you are actually the second Fijian business owner that I have interviewed. The other one was Sis Farah from Hamilton, New Zealand. So, yes, I'll be getting on more of the Fijian business owners here on my business page, hopefully. But if you guys don't know, I actually met Alesi for the first time last year at the New Zealand Gather and Grow. She is from the South Island. I was in the North Island, and we were able to see each other again in Fiji this time at their Gather and Grow. So that was an amazing time. And it's so amazing, like meeting people from all over the world, from different, countries and also speaking different languages. And I do these live chat interviews with different types of people as well, so that our audience can see this business is for everybody, right? Different races, different ethnicities, different languages, and even if we're not fluent in English, you guys can do this business as well. So I'm gonna quickly put the question up on the screen for you. My first question for you is, was there a moment when you realized your life needed to change, or did this just happen gradually?
Thank you. For me, it happened gradually. I first saw this business through a Facebook notification, but then about 3 years ago, I brushed it aside. I thought I didn't need it. But over 2 years later, again, I saw another notification and I hesitated because I wasn't really a social media person and I felt uncomfortable even posting online. And I was also worried about what people might say. But what changed for me was during one winter when my husband's work off season lasted longer than usual. That made me become the only one working then, and then I got sick too. Even after my sick leave finished, I still had to keep going because we needed income to keep up with our mortgage and winter bills. That was the moment I realized we needed something to fall back on, and
Mm.
for our family, something that we would, could eventually become more than just a plan B. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can definitely relate when they like hit something, or
Mm,
not necessarily hit rock bottom, but they realize that they need a backup plan and a plan B, right? And that's why
yes.
we share this business opportunity with so many different people. And of course, like we're just ordinary people that was
Mm,
looking for a change, that was looking for something maybe in the online space. Because, like you were said, you're worried about what people thought on social
yeah.
media, because everyone's on Facebook now, and no matter what age you are, everyone is scrolling on Facebook, looking at other people's lives. And the best part about our business is that if you're already using social media, then you're already doing half the business, right? So for me, I thought like, why not have an extra stream of income and get something out of being on our phones because we're on our phones literally every day, like I said, looking at other people's lives. So thank you for sharing that because I think some people are definitely scared of what other people think and their judgment. You know, people love to talk, especially, I don't know about you, but Filipinos love gossiping and all of that. So, like, anything that they see on Facebook, it's like, oh my gosh, did you see so and so did this? It's kind of like the normal thing
Mm,
nowadays. But now we have this amazing business that we can focus on.
yeah.
And we have our own lives to focus on, our own businesses now, which is the best part.
Mm,
And this episode that I'm actually doing with you is called Purpose, talking about purpose. So, what does living on purpose mean to you right now? Do you think, like, before you joined the business, your purpose was to work full time for the rest of your life?
mm. Thank you. Living on purpose for me means, being intentional about the life I want for myself and my family. For a long time, life felt like a cycle of just working hard, paying bills, and trying to keep up, but not really enjoying the life that we should at our age. So,
Mm,
now it means building something that can give me and my family more security, more flexibility, and choices for the future. And it also means stepping out of my comfort zone, growing in confidence, and also becoming a better version of myself. Thank you.
yeah, definitely. Like you said, we really need to be intentional, right? Because I can definitely relate when you say like life just feels like a cycle. Like you sleep, you wake up, you go to work, you eat, come home, you have to get ready for work the next day. You're preparing your dinner and then you got to think, oh, what's for lunch?
It's
So
just
you're
the same
constantly
thing over and
preparing.
over.
Yeah, you're constantly preparing for the next day. And then if
Yeah.
you're working, 9 to 5 or even Monday to Friday, that's what pretty much everyone's lives look like. But with this online business that we have, it's able to give us like a more flexible life, right? Because for those who don't know, or for those who are watching, our online business is flexible and portable, and we can even travel with it. Like I mentioned earlier, I actually saw sis Alesi again in Fiji, which is like, we went to another country, we were able to do our business, meet up with our business partners, and at the same time, our business was running in the background. And this is because, we set up our business, we have our business page, we have our advertisements going, even if they're, online or even offline talking to people. There's so many people that I met while traveling, and they were wondering what I was doing in Fiji personally, and I told them I'm here for a business conference. And even that is like sharing and creating that opportunity to talk to people and to share this amazing opportunity that we have. And of course, for you, sis, like obviously you have children and grandchildren. So the best part about this business is you can create that legacy to pass it down, pass your
Yes.
business down to your children, right? Because if you're working for someone else, like that title that you have, even if you're like the boss or the team leader or the manager, CEO, you can't pass that title down to your
No.
kids. But in this business, when you build it and grow it, you actually can hit like a fixed income monthly and pass that down as generational wealth and legacy, which is actually, the best part about this business is literally one of a kind.
Yeah.
So, for the next question, how has starting your own business actually helped you align more with your values or your purpose that you have?
Thank you. Starting this business, made me stop and really reflect on the kind of life my husband and I were living. That was before, our daughter and grandchildren came. And while balancing full-time work and running, we have a traditional business. Again, that was a plan for backup. So while running that traditional business together with life, it slowly started to feel like work, bills, responsibilities, and repeat. So we were always busy trying to keep up, but deep down we realized we weren't enjoying life and family the way we would have wanted to at this stage of our lives. So we also have grandchildren now, and it's made us realize how important time and family truly are. And that's when we realized we wanted more flexibility, more security during uncertain times, and more time to actually enjoy life while we still can. And also another experience I had was, growing up, I also experienced the separation where many families go through while trying to create a better future. So my parents had to leave Fiji
Mm,
and work abroad to provide the
yeah.
best they could for me and my siblings. And I will always respect the sacrifices they made for us that's made us where we are and who we are today. So that experience has stayed with me and made me realize how important togetherness and family truly are.
Mm,
And then back then, opportunities like this didn't exist. So today, we are fortunate we can build something from home and create more choices for our future without needing to be separated, from our loved ones. And
mm,
yeah, and before this, I was, as I had said, I was never really a social media person and had zero experience in online business. So, like many people, I had fears, I had doubts, and often felt, oh, I'm not qualified to do, this kind of business.
mm,
But through the trainings and the mentorship and the learning from a global community, my confidence, slowly started to grow. And then that was where, and I said, chose courage over comfort. And
mm,
this journey has helped me to grow not only in confidence, but also in the way I see myself and my family's future. So for me, this business is not only about income, but
yeah.
it's about creating a better future while keeping families together and being able to enjoy life, with our loved ones.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
I think a lot of people in our business right now can definitely, relate because a lot of us join because we want more time with our families. And like we were mentioning earlier, like this is something that's flexible because it is online. Like it's not a second job or a third job that you need to clock in and clock out into. It doesn't take up too much physical strength, as if you were to look for another job. And at the same time, we want to say that this is a business opportunity and not a job opportunity, right? It doesn't pay you by the hour. It doesn't secure you, that extra pay. Like if you're working for someone else, you're getting paid for the every single hour that you work for. But in this business, it requires time, effort, and investment. But of course, that will get returned to you. And it's not just income, like you said earlier. It's like the other benefits that come with it, more time with your family, and a lot of business owners also are also immigrants, right? Living in New Zealand as well, from the islands or even from the Philippines, from other countries in Asia as well. There's 280,000 people in our global community now, and we're literally thriving in this space because everything is online now. We shop online, we use our phones for, I don't know, Uber Eats or something. If we're hungry, we can just click a button. So why not use that as like leverage to, with the social media, with the resources and everything that we have nowadays. And of course, like the title of this episode I put is literally the scariest risk is staying stuck in the same life for the next 10 years, right? As we were talking earlier, we were literally saying how everything feels the same if you don't change anything in your life. And I don't know about you, but before I started this business, like, of course, I felt like my life was literally like on a spinning wheel, But with this business, we're able to create something else and it's become a solution for us. So, yes, for my next question, what's one belief you had to let go in order to grow into who you are today? What do you think?
Okay, one belief I had to let go of was allowing fear, and other people's opinions to stop me from trying. I was never really a social media person, as I had said, and then putting myself out there felt uncomfortable at first. But then I asked myself, if I'm doing this for my family and for a better future, then why should I fear? Why should I let fear hold me back? So, and I realized that fear was not going to change our situation.
Mm,
Action, consistency, and stepping out of my comfort zone were the things that could create that change that I was needing.
mm.
Mm.
Do you know what's crazy? I was literally listening to a podcast episode today, and the guy that was hosting it said, you know, it's normal to feel fear because you're going outside of your comfort zone and it's not comfortable to you, right? So you can feel the fear, but you just do it anyways because you do it with the fear that you have, which makes sense because none of us are going to be comfortable or ever going to be ready for anything. Like if you said one of your goals this year was to, you know, start a new hobby or put yourself out there, meet more people, we're not going to be ready for any of that stuff, right? But at the same time, if you say you want to, you know, start a business, start a side hustle, that's also something that we're never going to be ready for because it might be something that we've never done before. It might be something that's way outside of our comfort zone. And like you said earlier, you don't know anything about business. You weren't a business person, but you're literally in this, you know, now thriving. And we've met through this online business, but also met so many other amazing people here in the same space as us. So it's not just about the income, it's about the connections that we get to meet on here, the skills that we're able to build, you know, while building our online business for generational wealth and generational legacy as well. So before we wrap up today, what's one advice you'd give to someone who's watching that feels lost or stuck? So something that you wish you knew earlier that you would tell them.
Hmm. Okay, if someone's watching, this feels lost or stuck, I would say don't be too hard on yourself, because many of us have been there too, and I have been there too. Life can
Mm,
easily become a cycle of just surviving, paying bills, and trying to keep up.
mm,
What I wish I knew earlier is that you don't need to have everything figured out before starting something new. Sometimes one small decision can slowly change the direction of your life.
yeah, that's
And
true.
also, for anyone worried about the cost of starting, that's one thing that holds people back. I totally can understand that feeling because I felt the same too. But I
Mm,
believe in the system and trusted the process,
yeah,
so just bring yourself in. And at the end of the day, we have to invest in something if we want to create change in our
yeah,
lives.
that's true.
I realized as long as I stayed consistent, keep learning, and continue building, I will recover what I invested while creating something bigger for my future and my family's future. So,
Yeah,
what I started as a simple step of faith is slowly becoming something that is giving our family more hope, more choices, and different way of looking at life. And I believe, whoever's watching and you think you're stuck,
mm,
don't think that you cannot do it. You can.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's so true. Thank you so much for all of that advice. I hope our audience is very inspired by you and your story. And thank you for saying yes and coming onto my business page today.
You're
I know we've
welcome.
been wanting to do, yeah, we've been wanting to do a go
Yeah.
live for a while now, but we've made it happen. So, yes, thank you so much. I hope that I'll be seeing you more in the future on my page or even on your page. And of course, if you guys are watching, we had so many viewers. Everybody is shy, don't want to comment. But if you guys want to learn more or want to learn how you can have an extra stream of income using social media in the online space, please connect with me or Sis Alessi if you guys resonate with us. Our websites are right here. You just need to put your full name and a valid email address, and we will send you your own personal link to our free webinar that we have so you guys can learn to get started. But yes, we'll see you next time, and thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you,
Bye.
sis. Bye. So that is a wrap up for episode 4, guys. I wanted to, you know, come on here and do this live episode because I want to be connecting with people from all over the world, like I said. And Sis Alessi is actually originally from Fiji, if you didn't catch that earlier, currently lives in New Zealand. And so, as you can see, there's so many different types of people in our community, no matter where we come from, what language we speak, or even what season of life we're in. Guys, this is for everybody who is over the age of 18, who's wanting to learn more and make a change in their life. So, yes, we will see you guys on my next live. Bye for now.